everybody, it's your art teacher, Miss Veronica, and I am super excited about today's lesson because we are going to talk about one of my favorite artists. And I'm going to show you his artwork while we're talking here. All right, so this is a piece of artwork by an artist whose name is Henri Matisse. And Henri Matisse worked about 100 years ago, and he made really interesting pieces, and he was well known for the way that he used his color. Really nice, bright pieces of color in there. When I think of his pieces, it makes me excited, it makes me happy. I like the colors that he chooses because they're kind of fun. Got some blue, some yellow, some nice purple in there. Remember when we were talking about the color monster, we talked about yellows and oranges and how they make us happy. Here's another piece from Henri Matisse. Here's another example of what his work looked like. And another reason that I really like this artist is because I think it's fun to create artwork in the style of Henri Matisse, and that's what we're going to do today. All right, so I'm going to put these down for a moment. If you need to look at these again, you can always rewind the video, but we are going to make our own piece of artwork, just like that. So what I'd like for you to use is some colored paper or construction paper. All right, you can get a few different colors here. And then with your paper, you can put that aside, go ahead and grab either a glue stick or some Elmer's glue. And then we're also going to use some scissors. Very careful with our scissors here because we're going to cut out some shapes. All right, so these could be shapes, they could be squares, something like this, very simple, square shape. Or you can make another shape you recognize, a circle, a triangle. Or you can make a more organic shape, meaning just a shape that you kind of make up in your head. All right? And what I'd like for us to do, go ahead and choose one piece of paper to be your background color. So maybe I'm going to use pink for my background color, and then I'm going to start putting all of my shapes onto that piece of paper. So choose what color you want for your background color. Go ahead and leave that down. And then you can start to create some shapes. Maybe you go into a triangle. Careful here, right, with our handling with our scissors. Maybe you cut an end and you cut it off, and another end, and you cut it off, shape of a triangle. And then I want you to go ahead and take a little bit of your glue. And with your glue, we're going to put these onto our piece of paper. All right? So if I put my triangle here, I'm going to try a different shape. Maybe I'm going to use purple this time. And I think for my next shape, I think I'm going to make a square. So with my square, I'm going to cut that off very carefully right out of my construction paper. So when I'm cutting, really carefully here, right out of my construction paper. Okay, and then I'm going to stick that right in here. And then I'm going to start to glue these shapes in. And I'm going to let you start to work on this yourself, but I want you to think about one thing when you're putting your shapes in. If you put them in and you line them up next to each other, all right, that's interesting, but it's not quite the same as the way that Henri Matisse does it, right? Because he starts to overlap the shapes, and it makes the artwork look super interesting. So I'd like you to try to do that with yours as well. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but try when you're gluing down your shapes to let them overlap a little bit, just like that. All right, and you can add as many shapes as you want. Maybe you just do 2 or 3, or maybe you cover the whole page. And we're going to create our piece of artwork that looks like the artist, Henri Matisse. And I'm so excited to see what you guys come up with. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. And if you'd like to post what you've done, I would absolutely love to see it. All right? Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next time. Have a good time.